Hello, everyone, and welcome to the VAIR community. My name is Manish, and in this video, we are going to take a holistic look at the Bharat Ratna Awards. So, as you all know, recently the Government of India, in an unprecedented decision, has awarded five Bharat Ratna Awards to five veteran Indians. So, in this video, we are going to take a look at three important things. Number one, we will get to know the Bharat Ratna as an award. What does it entail? When was it constituted? Who were the first winners? And so on. Secondly, we will take a look at all the winners of this award since they are not too many. In total, 53 persons have been awarded the Bharat Ratna until now, including these five awardees. So we will take a look at all the 48 awardees until last year. And thirdly, we will take a look at the five awardees of this year and why they have been given the Bharat Ratna. Let's get started. First of all, Bharat Ratna, or literally translated, it means the jewel of India. It literally means the jewel of India. It is the highest civilian award in the country. Highest civilian award means if someone gets this award, there is nothing left to be awarded. So this is the highest distinction someone can get in India. And it is not only given to the Indians, it can also be awarded to aliens. Aliens here means the foreign nationals. So it can be conferred for exceptional service in any field of human endeavor, any field. It can be sports, politics, social work, music, literature, anything. So it includes science, arts, literature, and recognition of public service of the highest order. Until a few years back, until 2011-12 to be precise, this award was or had not been conferred on any sports person. But in 2011-12, it was decided that this award shall be conferred on Sachin Tendulkar, who, according to the jury, had accomplished something unmatchable in Indian cricket or in Indian sports. So it was decided that he be conferred the Bharat Ratna. But since this was unprecedented, no other sports person had been conferred the award, there was a change made in the rules of the Bharat Ratna. And the phrase in any field of human endeavor was included in the rules. So now it can be awarded to a person belonging to any field of human endeavor. This can also be granted posthumously, that is, after the death of a person. And since its establishment, various awards have been granted posthumously. The first person to be granted this award after their death was the former Prime Minister of India, Lal Bahadur Shastri. Lal Bahadur Shastri ji was the second Prime Minister of India after Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He served from 1964 to 1966. And in 1966, when he was on a visit to Uzbekistan's capital Tashkent to sign the agreement between India and Pakistan after the ceasefire of the 1965 war, he died there, although the causes are not 100% certain, but according to popular accounts, he died of a heart attack. So after that, he was conferred the Bharat Ratna posthumously, and he became the first person to be conferred this award after their death. Then, if we talk about the history of this award, it was established in 1954 by the then President Rajendra Prasad, who was also the first President of India. And the concept of awarding this award posthumously was not there initially, and Lal Bahadur Shastri became the first one, 1966, to be awarded posthumously. The first Bharat Ratna in the year 1954 was conferred on three distinguished individuals. And there is a rule that Bharat Ratna cannot be awarded to more than three persons in a single year. But it has been breached in the past. So, since it is not a statutory limitation or not written anywhere under any law, this is a rule, or this is simply a direction that can be overstepped by the government. Earlier also, the government has done it, where in 1999, four individuals were conferred the Bharat Ratna. Similarly, in 2024, five individuals have been conferred the Bharat Ratna. But we need to appreciate the fact that this award is not given very regularly. So, in the 75 years since independence, only 53 individuals have been awarded. That means not even one award per year has been awarded, right? Like for this year itself in 2024, the five awards have been conferred, but after a gap of 5 years. Last time these awards were conferred in 2019. Hence, it does not attract any sort of criticism. The first Bharat Ratna awardees were Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, the first Vice President of India; C.V. Raman, the first Indian to win a Nobel Prize in Sciences; and Chakravarti Rajgopalachari, the first and only Indian to become the Governor General of India after Lord Mountbatten was relieved of his charge. Then Sachin Tendulkar became the first sportsperson and the youngest Bharat Ratna awardee. These are some of the distinctions that you should know of. The award is a medallion cast in bronze, as you could see here. So this is how the Bharat Ratna looks like. It's a people leaf, and on one side of the leaf you will find the Ashok Chakra with 24 spokes. On the other side you will find the insignia of India having the Ashok Stambh. So the medallion is cast in bronze and it is designed like the leaf of a peepal tree with a sunburst in the center, and Bharat Ratna is engraved underneath. On the back side, there is emblem of India and Satyamev Jayate is inscribed in the Devanagari script. And Satyamev Jayate has been taken from the Mundaka Upanishad. The medallion is worn around the neck using a white ribbon, and this award is directly presented by none other than the President of India. There is no monetary endowment, but there are a lot of other perks and benefits, and you can say honorariums awarded to a Bharat Ratna awardee. Who all are entitled to get Bharat Ratna? So initially it was restricted to accomplishments in literature, science, art, and public service. But in 2011, any field of human endeavor, as I told you, this was added. Also, there is no provision that it can be awarded only to the Indian citizens. So there have been two non-Indians who have been conferred with this award. One was the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela, and second was freedom fighter Abdul Ghaffar Khan. These are the two non-Indians or non-Indian citizens who have been conferred the Bharat Ratna. Now, who decides? So, practically speaking, it is the Prime Minister of India who gets to decide who gets the Bharat Ratna. So, these recommendations are made by the Prime Minister to the President. And the number of yearly awards is constrained to a maximum of 3 in a specific year, but it's an unsaid rule which is liable to be breached, as it has happened this year. Now, this was the first part. Like, what is Bharat Ratna? How is it conferred? Who decides? And who are the first awardees? Now, let's take a look at all the Bharat Ratna awardees, which I think is a really good exercise in getting to know the most famous personalities of India, some of the most famous personalities from India's past in post-independence history. And the logic of doing this also is that you don't have to actually memorize all these names, but you need to keep in mind that these are the Bharat Ratna awardees, so that at least in case of a odd one out, you are able to see that this person has been awarded or this person has not been awarded the Bharat Ratna. That's also the idea. So it may very well be asked since this year in any exam or maybe next year that who among the following is not a Bharat Ratna awardee. So you need to have a look at all these names at least once. So first was C. Rajgopalachari, Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan and C.V. Raman. We have done this. Then Bhagwan Das, who was a member of the Central Legislative Assembly of British India and was an Indian theosophist. He was conferred the Bharat Ratna in 1955, along with M. Visvesvaraya, who was a great engineer and statesman. Then in 1955, controversially, this award was also conferred on Jawaharlal Nehru by Jawaharlal Nehru himself. So this attracted a lot of criticism because it is actually the Prime Minister who gets to choose the Bharat Ratna awardees. And since he chose to award himself, it caused a lot of criticism at that time. Then in 1957, Govind Ballabh Pant, Indian freedom fighter, was conferred the award. In 1958, D.K. Karve or Dhondo Keshav Karve, who was a social reformer especially working for women's welfare, he was conferred this award. And he also got a distinction. He was and he remains to this day, the eldest person or the oldest person to be conferred the award. He was 100 years of age when he was conferred this award. So if a question is asked, who was the oldest person? Of course, we do not count posthumous awards in that. So to those on whom this award was conferred when they were alive, D.K. Karve remains the oldest receiver of the Bharat Ratna. He was 100 years of age when he got this award. And Sachin Tendulkar remains the youngest. He was 40 years of age when he got this award. Then Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy. Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy is the one in whose memory we commemorate the National Doctors' Day. So he was an eminent physician, educationist, philanthropist and freedom fighter. And he also served as the Chief Minister of West Bengal just after independence. Then Purushottam Das Tandon, he was a freedom fighter. He was a proponent of Hindi as a official language of India or the national language of India. Rajendra Prasad, the first president of India, was conferred in 1962. Now, why he was conferred this award in 1962 and not before? Because until then, he was the president of India. So, president cannot actually present to himself the award. So, of course, when he retired as the president in 1962, after that, he was conferred this award. Then Zakir Hussain, the third president of India, also got this award. Then Pandurang Vaman Kane, he was an Indologist and Sanskrit scholar. So when you see all these awardees, you will see a mix of former presidents and prime ministers, politicians, social reformers, art and culture related personalities, and some others like foreigners, etc. Lal Bahadur Shastri, in 1966, just after his death, he was conferred the award and became the first to be awarded posthumously. Then Indira Gandhi, the only female Prime Minister of India, conferred this award on herself in 1971. Again, attracting a lot of criticism because she was also the serving Prime Minister when this award was conferred on her by herself. So, attracting a lot of criticism. V.V. Giri, the fourth President of India, is also Bharat Ratna. Then, a leader of the Indian National Congress, at one point of time, he held sway over the entire Indian National Congress, K. Kamaraj, got this award in 1976. Mother Teresa. So, Mother Teresa was also Bharat Ratna. There is a misconception about her that she was not a citizen of India when she was conferred the Bharat Ratna. But this is not true. Of course, she was not born in India, but she was an Indian citizen at the time of getting Bharat Ratna. So she was an Indian citizen not by birth, but by naturalization. There are various criteria for becoming an Indian citizen, and one of them is citizenship by naturalization. So she had stayed in India for such a long period of time that she naturally aspired to be a citizen of India, for which there is a category called citizenship by naturalization. So her distinction is that she is the only person who was a citizen by naturalization to get Bharat Ratna. No other person has got it that way. So there were Nelson Mandela and Abdul Ghaffar Khan, they were foreigners. Then all the other awardees were citizens of India by birth. But Mother Teresa is the only one who was a citizen by naturalization. So her charity's name was Missionaries of Charity, and she worked in India for a very long time. Then Vinoba Bhave, he was a Gandhian freedom fighter. He was conferred the award in 1983. Then comes Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, his contribution to independence struggle, and he was a Pashtun, so he was conferred this award in 1987. Then M.G. Ramachandran, who was the founder of a regional party in Tamil Nadu, which was later on carried forward. So he was an actor, filmmaker, and politician who served as the chief minister of Tamil Nadu. Apparently, this has been the tradition in Tamil Nadu that people revere the actors and directors so much that they end up landing in the political sphere. Whether it is M.G. Ramachandran, whether it is Jayalalitha or Rajnikant or Kamal Hassan, and recently the Tamil actor Vijay has also launched a political party. So at one point or the other, the actors do take a plunge in politics because of their popularity. Then Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was conferred the award in 1990, much later after his death. Nelson Mandela in 1990 when he came out of the prison, and in 1991 he became the president of South Africa after its independence. So he followed the path of Mahatma Gandhi, stayed in jail for over 27 years, and when he came out, he became the first president of the independent South Africa. So, for his peaceful struggle against apartheid and racial discrimination, he was conferred the Bharat Ratna. Rajiv Gandhi, former Prime Minister of India, in 1991, he was conferred this award. He was not a serving Prime Minister at that time. Rather, he was assassinated in 1991 and he was conferred the Bharat Ratna. Morarji Desai, another former Prime Minister of India, was conferred the Bharat Ratna. So until now, there are five former Prime Ministers: Jawaharlal Nehru, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, and Morarji Desai, who have been conferred the award. Even after that, we will see Atal Bihari Vajpayee, then we have P.V. Narasimha Rao, and also Chaudhry Charan Singh. So in total, there are eight former Prime Ministers who got the Bharat Ratna. Then Abul Kalam Azad, the first education minister of independent India, he was conferred the award in 1992. Vallabhbhai Patel got this award in 1991. So quite a late recognition for many persons, including Abul Kalam Azad, Vallabhbhai Patel, B.R. Ambedkar. But as they say, this award is not only for the distinction that the individual has gained, but also for certain political reasons. Then in 1990, actually in 1992, J.R.D. Tata, who was the chairman of the Tata Group, got this award. And this was a signal of changing times because in 1991, the liberalization, privatization, and globalization reforms had taken place, and P.V. Narasimha Rao ji sent a signal by conferring this award for the first time on an industrialist, J.R.D. Tata, Jamshedji Ratanji Dadabhai Tata, thereby sending a statement that India is becoming pro industrialist, India is trying to promote industry, thereby unleashing a lot of reforms and growth. In 1992, Indian filmmaker, music composer, author Satyajit Ray became Bharat Ratna. Then in 1997, Aruna Asaf Ali, who was an Indian independence activist, and she was also an advocate, and she became the first mayor of Delhi. So she was conferred the Bharat Ratna. Then Gulzari Lal Nanda, an Indian politician he was, an economist. Then in 1997, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam got this award. He was a project director of Pokhran 2, which was India's full-scale nuclear test in Rajasthan. So that's when we started calling him the Missile Man of India. Then Abul Kalam Azad we have done. M.S. Subbulakshmi, Indian Carnatic singer from Madurai. M.S. Subbulakshmi. And she remains one of the few women to get this award. So Indira Gandhi, Aruna Asaf Ali, M.S. Subbulakshmi, these are the select few women who were Bharat Ratna. Then Chidambaram Subramaniam was an Indian politician and independence activist from the south. He also is a Bharat Ratna. Then Jayaprakash Narayan, the JP movement in 1970s was led by Jayaprakash Narayan. Amartya Sen, the Indian economist who got Nobel Prize in economics, the first Indian to get Nobel Prize in economics. That's why he was awarded the Bharat Ratna. So now there is another trend. Other than the former prime ministers and presidents, those Indians who are able to get Bharat Ratna, those Indians who are able to get a Nobel Prize, their chances of getting a Bharat Ratna are quite high. Since Nobel Prize is considered the highest award in the world in any field, the chances of a person getting a Bharat Ratna due to that becomes really high. Then Gopinath Bardoloi was the first Chief Minister of Assam. He also got Bharat Ratna. Then Pandit Ravi Shankar, sitar maestro and composer of Hindustani classical music. He also has a record of winning the maximum Grammy Awards by an Indian. So Pandit Ravi Shankar was awarded Bharat Ratna in 1999. Followed by three other musicians or singers, Lata Mangeshkar, Bismillah Khan and Bhimsen Joshi. Lata Mangeshkar, of course, everyone knows. She is the most iconic playback singer of Indian cinema. Passed away in 2022, I think, with a 80-year-long career. Then Bismillah Khan, the Shehnai player, Ustad Bismillah Khan. Bhimsen Joshi, who was an Indian vocalist, he was also conferred the Bharat Ratna in 2009. Then in 2014, CNR Rao. So CNR Rao is a very prominent personality in the field of science and technology in India, and he is specially known for his contribution to the field of nanotechnology. Then Sachin Tendulkar, the former captain of Indian national team, and he created a number of world records in international cricket, retired around that time, and he was awarded the Bharat Ratna. Then in 2015, Madan Mohan Malviya and Atal Bihari Vajpayee were conferred this award. Madan Mohan Malviya was an Indian educationist and politician, and Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the Prime Minister of India from 1999 till 2004 for a full term. But before that also he had served 2 terms as Prime Minister. So once for 13 days and once for 13 months he had served as a Prime Minister, and then for 5 years. So he served 3 terms as the Prime Minister of India. Then Pranab Mukherjee. So in 2019, 3 awards were awarded. Pranab Mukherjee, the former President of India, Nanaji Deshmukh, a social activist, and Bhupen Hazarika, an Indian playback singer. Indian playback singer, lyricist, musician, singer, poet, and filmmaker. Now, if we take a look at the awardees of 2024, the first one is Karpuri Thakur. Karpuri Thakur was a former Chief Minister of Bihar. He remained the Chief Minister of Bihar for 2 terms, and he was also quite sympathetic to the cause of the poor. So he was a socialist icon of Bihar, and he has been conferred the Bharat Ratna. Second is Lal Krishna Advani. So out of all these awardees, all the five awardees, it is only Mr. Lal Krishna Advani who is still alive. All the four have been awarded posthumously, other than him. So Lal Krishna Advani is a veteran Bharatiya Janata Party leader. He is one of the co-founders of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and he has occupied various important positions, including the post of a cabinet minister and also the deputy prime minister of India under the prime ministership of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Then P.V. Narasimha Rao, he was also the Prime Minister of India from 1991 to 1996, and it is under his able leadership that the economic reforms were unleashed on the Indian economy. Chaudhry Charan Singh is also a former Prime Minister. He was the Prime Minister of India from 1979 to 1980 for a few months. But in that limited tenure, he made sure that he took a lot of steps for the welfare of farmers. And interestingly, his birth anniversary, that is on 23rd of December, is commemorated as the National Farmers Day or Rashtriya Kisan Divas. So Chaudhry Charan Singh, also a former Prime Minister of India. And finally, Mr. M.S. Swaminathan, the father of the Green Revolution. He passed away last year in 2023. So he is known as the father of Green Revolution because it was under his able leadership that India was able to attain self-sufficiency in food grains production. So he worked along with Norman Borlaug, and he was able to bring in the global best technologies to India in the 1960s. So he took high yielding variety of seeds from Mexico, and based on Indian conditions, he made sure that he implemented it in India. And from 1960s till 1970s, India had already become independent in food grains production. So we owe it to MS Swaminathan. And these are the five personalities that have been awarded the Bharat Ratna this year. So in total, there are 53 awardees of Bharat Ratna, 48 earlier and 5 as you can see on your screen. That is all for this particular video. I hope most of your answers related to Bharat Ratna have been answered. What is this award? Who chooses the awardees? Names of the list of the entire awardees, the youngest, the oldest, then the first awardees, and some other important facts. That is all. Thank you so much and take care.